How are you doing, guys? Thank you for joining me. Welcome to part 2 of the tour. I'm in the den and we're going to start on the shelf above the door. I've got the tripod finally balanced on the sink and it's going to be touch and go whether it stays there. What I'm going to do is lift the tripod up, show you the items above the door, and then I can bring it back down here and point to a few items, and it'll save me holding the tripod up and it wobbling around everywhere. So here we go, let's start on that end. And we'll gradually put it back. So that's the shelf above the door where you can see I've got a lot of brushes up there. These ones at this end really are my favourite brushes. They are all synthetics. And just to grab 3 of them, because 2 of them have the same knot. This is a faux horsehair knot in a little handle that I bought from AliExpress. This is a beautiful knot, and so is this one. A Yaki brush, very good Yaki brush with that Yaki Mew knot. This is the Yaki Mocha. And finally got my little favourite Frank shaving brush with the G4 synthetic from Frank Shaving. Now they have the G5 over at Frank Shaving. I've not tried that yet, but it's a German development. So those knots are not coming out of China, which is interesting. But certainly this G4 is absolutely, I love it. It's brilliant. So really they are my 4 favourite brushes so far. That's not to say that I don't have an awful lot of brushes that I really like as well. You can see I've got the razor there, and that is the Outlaw from Executive Shaving. I do enjoy shaving with that, but it's a 2-pass razor for me. This is one. Let's see if we can get some focus here. This is one of my Old Spice mugs with the Old Spice missing. It should be written there. Then I've got my Razor Rock Bruce there. This is the vintage Erskine, or one of them that I got recently from Chris over at DE Razor Shaving. You can see the PAA copy sat in the background there, same colour. I liked that Doug and Fran kept the colour the same. This one is my little 22mm rubber handled brush, and that is nice. And then I've got my PAA Starcraft, my Simpson T3, and finally up in that corner is a restored Hardwrite brush that I did myself. So there we are. Those are, well, I was going to say those are the brushes, but there's more in a minute, and I have some more favourite ones in the cupboard. So bear with me because I need to move the tripod now, and we're going to try and balance it on a toilet. And I'll tell you what, it will be a miracle if this doesn't fall off. So there we go, we're in. Let's just open the cupboard, that's the easiest thing to do. And shortly I will probably take the camera off the tripod. Ooh, bit of a wobble there. So I'm going to leave it there where it's steady, and we're going to start, because it is a working cabinet, poo corner down at the bottom there. But in the other corner, we got the Cremo silver water and birch and a Cremo shave stick that I shaved with just in a recent video. Now, I didn't realise, but I've been told by you guys that Cremo is available in the UK at the TK Maxx store. So thank you guys for telling me about that. I'm only glad to pass that on. It's really, really cheap in there. And I have my A&E Cacao Luxuria, my Zingari Man, and that is Merchant. Island Man by Sterling and Iniquity for him, and a little Phoenix and Bow soap. Up on the next shelf we have, I think this is a Yaki razor, anyway it is a copy. And sat behind that you can see I've got my tobacco with this lovely brush. This is an Elite razor brush. This was sent to me by Scott. It's a really lovely brush. It's a big brush for me, but you know what? It fits my hand beautifully. It's really comfortable to hold, and it's really, really a nice brush. It's a silver tip. And that is a lovely thing indeed. So certainly sits in my cupboard, and I kind of like my cupboard to be a bit like a display cabinet, not just a cupboard where I pile things in. It's got to look nice in the cupboard. So I'm just going to reach for something, because I've got here, right, this is a Fat Boy razor. It was a gift from my friend Sven. It was the one from, trying to get the camera angle, anyway, it was the one from Razor Emporium that has a slight bit of brassing on the handle. You may remember, some of you guys got in touch with Matt at Razor Emporium about that razor when I featured it in a video. Matt got in touch and he stressed that you know, he was getting in touch not because I did a video, but because he wanted to provide the best service. And he said that I could send it back on their dollar, and they would fix that and send it back to me, which was very kind of them. I did reply to that email, and basically I said, what do I need to do now? Do I need a job number? Do I, you know, what do I do? And I also said that I was worried about customs, because it had gone to my friend Sven and then it had come to me, and so there's customs twice. So if I sent it there and it came back, it might have been customs again. I was worried about that. Anyway, I didn't get a reply. I didn't get a reply to that email. I've just given up on them. So there we go. That is the story of that particular Fat Boy. The one next to it is my birthday razor, the Slim from Back Roads Gold. I love that. And just here, in case I'm in the dusk and I need a light to illuminate my cupboard, there we go. Just a little thing that pleases me. I've got La Sagrada Familia. It's a great little brush, 24mm Yaki. with this lovely tuxedo knot, and this is a really good one. These knots changed the world, didn't they? They changed shaving brushes completely. Fantastic. I've got my leaf sat behind here, and I'm going to be using this soon. I really love the way that this lifts and twists like that. It's got a magnet there, so your razor blade doesn't fall out. It's a stunning design. I like that. And then just there I've got my Declaration Grooming Shetland Luxe Collaboration 88 Chestnut Street. Up on the next shelf, we were starting this corner, shall we, with the other Old Spice mug. That has got sterling spice in it. And sat on top of this, can you see I've kind of got themes? This is the red and blue shelf. The next one up you'll see is the green and beige shelf. Anyway, I've got this soap. It's a Gentleman's Groom Room. Really, I use it only in the winter. It's malt and myrtle, and it does smell of Aberfeldy single malt whiskey. And now this, I think, was the first of this range made for the Gentleman's Groom Room, and this one was manufactured by the Shetland Soap Company. They are a company up in the Shetlands in Scotland, and they provide employment for people with disabilities. Fantastic company. That's predominantly why I bought this soap. But it is a very nice soap indeed. It's, what would you call it? It'll come to me. Anyway, got my Old Spice, got a couple of dice here. And I've got a little sample of red, can you read that? Red Delicious by Sterling. That is a beautiful scent. I really like that. Then I've got over this side Abata Ilamantia Don Jose. I love this one. It's just stunning. I bought the aftershave to go with it. That is great as well. And tucked away behind that, I've got some Davidoff Cool Water. Take me back to the 90s. This one's a nice soap from a company you don't hear too much about these days. Cold River Soap Works. This is their citrus. It's a beautiful sweet lemon, really, really lovely. So I'm gonna have to use that again soon. Now let me just tilt the camera. Oh crikey, there we go. We've done all right. So here we are, the green shelf. I'll start this side. I've got my Bergamot Neroli soap and aftershave. And then in the same base, I've got the tangerine version, and from TFS, Cheong Fong Sing. Very, very nice soap, I like that. Here we have got the stainless Lupo with the dual head. To be honest, I wouldn't mind getting just the one head, but nice razor that, nice weight, very, very nice. Got my Martin de Candre from Le Francais, fantastic soap. And up here we've got a Nordic Grooming Company soap, and this one is Tea Tree and Lime, and that was sent to me by Johan from Shave and Butcher a long time ago now. But I'll keep that in there, and I do bring it out and use it. It's a lovely soap. The tea tree and the lime mix quite well, better than I expected. I wasn't sure about it, but it smells nice and it is great soap. Now I've got my Tuve, my Rasier Wasser, unscented, really like that. That's nice aftershave. And then the Boss there, Skin Bracer. And then finally, up on the shelf we got Rubber Set Corner, got my 203, and I've got my Rubber Set 400 with a knot from PAA. This is made from teddy bear hair, or so the advert went at the time. It's still one of my favourites. It's really nice. Got the little Boots shave stick, and I've got a new brush. This is the Yaki Clear synthetic knot, and it's a beautiful, beautiful razor shaving brush, and really, really nice. I've also got coming I keep calling it the Ever Handy, but the Yaki Ever Helpful. I've got that coming. It's kind of their take on the Ever Ready, the vintage Ever Ready. So I'm looking forward to getting that one. Nivea Men that I used the other day, and up here I've got my Phoenix and Bow Pall Mall, and Albion Madge is in the cupboard, and this one is one of my friendship shaving brushes. This is the Macy, and this is no, it's not a silver tip, it's a 2-band Badger, and I'm starting to use this one now because I think all the other Badger hair brushes I've got are silver tip, and I really want to know how a well-used 2-band Badger feels. So far, I've literally only used it 3 times. I think it's going to be good. So that is there. Can we go a bit higher? There we are, we've got some more up the top here. Got some samples from Will up in Scotland, and you've seen these before, and I've got some fantastic samples from Brian in Tennessee. So they sit up there, and now I've got a few more brushes that I like. They're not my favourite, but actually I say that. This is a really good brush, and I love that colour. It's just the shape. The shape doesn't ring my bell, really. It's a nice enough brush, but lovely knot. I do love that colour, mind. You've seen all of these before. That's beautiful, isn't it? Look at that in the light. That is absolutely stunning. Really beautiful. So we're gonna kind of, I'm not gonna move the camera, I'm just gonna kind of tilt it. It's kind of got stuck. Do you know what? I'm just gonna leave it there for the minute. I bought these a little while ago, and my original plan was to put them on the wall, but I never got around to that, and I ended up putting them inside of the cupboard with a birthday card from my lovely niece and a picture of my dad around 1950 when he was in his early 20s, and yeah, so this is the cupboard. I've got a note from Brian. Now these came from Barber Prints, Tom over at Barber Prints. And Tom has done a version of this one, which I must thank him for. I haven't had a chance to email yet, but Tom, if you're watching this, thank you so much. Tom's done a version of this, different colour, and on the bottom, I can't show you, but there's a little bit along here, and it says the latest and greatest in razor design. That was the original. On this one, it's got YouTube friendship shaving. He's given me a link to a place because Tom does high-end prints on high-end paper. But he's given me a link to a company that does cards, and you can upload your design. So Tom's created the design for me using one of his existing designs, and I'm going to send that off, get it printed up into cards, postcards maybe. And now I thought, when somebody gets in touch with me or they send me something, it would be rather nice for me to send a card to say thanks very much, really appreciate it. And that would be a nice thing for somebody to receive. So that's the plan behind that, you know, and I hope that all works out. Now, somehow, got to try and turn this tripod around, manipulate the legs and balance it on a toilet seat. We'll see. Let me just bring that over here so you can maybe see. That's that design there. I'll tell you what, let's turn it around. There's no way this is going to work, guys. I'm telling you. I'll tell you what. I've got my legs coming out and everything here. Bear with me. Right, okay, guys. Top shelf. This is the shelving unit above the toilet, okay? And in fact, let's start at top shelf. So over here, I've got my supply company razor. I really like that one. Really, really like that one. Wonderful razor. Now I'm going to try and put this down, guys. Hold on, I need to do something with the feet. Oh, crikey. I wonder if I can balance it on. No, don't be stupid, you can't balance it. I'll tell you what. Right, sorry about that, guys. It's going to get wobbly from here on in. So I've got a row of razors here. I will start off on this side actually. Mouthwash, okay? Got my one blade Genesis. What a fantastic gift that was. Love that razor. Got my Game Changer 0.84 open cane. Got my vintage Gillette from 1921 through to 29. Got my American fat handled Tech. Got my beautiful colonial razors, Silversmith. Love that handle. They don't make that anymore. Got my Rockwell. I've not shaved with the Rockwell on the highest setting. Gonna have to do that. Got a Wilkinson Sword Classic. That is a great razor, and it's a better razor than the newer Wilkinson Sword Classic with the twist to open top. There is my supply razor. Got this one here. There we are, that's better, isn't it? I really like this one. It was just £11, I think I've told you. I know I have, in fact. It's one of the best folding razors I've used. This over here There's my beautiful pot from the Byron Shaving Company, and that houses my tobacco. There is my executive shaving, natural shave cream. I've used that a lot. I've had that for such a long time. It takes years to get rid of it. There's where I keep my old razor blades, and I've got a little bit of Nivea behind there. Some bits and pieces as I come down. This, I suppose, is the main shelf. I've got my American flare tip super speed. Got Parasso green, Parasso white, green and white, some Cella, got some Castle Forbes lime, some David Beckham Instinct, and some Oriflame citrus tonic. And then below that, got some more razors. And if I take that out, got my Aesop, which is essentially an Edwin Jagger, my Moolah 106, my Bakelite McCoo, and my British flare tip super speed or rocket. And then I've got a Yaki razor there with the melon head and the KCG razor. Some razor blades down on the loo there, and a little bit of St James of London cream. Now we just come up to the windowsill. We've got a coconut bay. That's where I balance this tablet when I shave. Got my Grizzly Bay razors there with the Hawk version 2. That'll be being brought to camera soon. And then a couple of more samples. My bowl mirror and the other vintage Erskine from Chris. And if I just turn around, that is it, guys. That is the den tour. Now, this was part 2, but don't forget, part 3. Part 3 is in the bedroom, so there's a giveaway as well. So don't hang around. I'll see you in the bedroom. See you soon.